Thank you for joining me. I want to talk to you today about grieving your own way. There's no right or wrong way to grieve. You do have the right to grieve in a way that suits you. And even if you are going through a loss, let's say you lost a parent and you're looking at your brother and your sister and they seem to get along fine. They seem to be just fine and continuing with their life, and it seems like you're the only one that's having a hard time getting out of bed, having a hard time finding the right words, having a hard time being motivated. And you're looking at them and thinking, why can't I be like them? How come they can seem to have it together and I can't? There is no right way to grieve. There are some people that they will feel a loss and they will dive into work, dive into activity, dive into management mode, and they will manage everything that needs to be managed. And they will work harder than they've ever worked. And they'll become super focused on one area of their life in a way that they've never been so focused before. And it'll look like to everyone else that they are grieving just fine, that they're moving through the grief and that they're doing everything to do, and somehow they've emotionally got it all together. And you might be looking at yourself and you might be saying, well, I can't even get out of bed. Well, I'm not motivated to do anything. I'm just letting everything go by the wayside. And you're comparing yourself to your sibling or to another family member, and you're thinking, why can't I do this the way that they're doing it? But they are grieving their way, and you are grieving your way. You don't have to look, act, and feel the way they feel as they go through their grieving process. You don't have to look, act, or feel the way other people think you should as you go through your grieving process. You have the right to grieve your way, and they have the right to grieve their way. And that may be hard for some people around you to accept and to be okay with. But it's important that most of all you are okay with that. We want you to be at a place where, yes, that you feel better today than you did yesterday, that you feel better today than you did 3 days ago. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be able to do things the way that everybody else is doing them. That, yes, the process is working through the grieving so that you can, again, recover your life. But that doesn't mean that you're going to do it in the same way, the same time that somebody else does it. And it's okay. It's okay to be okay with that. It's okay to take your time. It's okay to tell other people, I need more time. I'm not there yet. I'm okay. Or I'm not okay, but I will be okay. I'm not okay, but I'm working on it, working through it. I just need time. It's okay to be honest and grieve your way and allow those who love you to accept it or not accept it, but to know that it's all right, that you get to grieve your way. There is no one way to grieve. Um, there is no one way to grieve. Sometimes grief will come in like a sudden rush of emotions. Other times it'll become like a slow burning intensity of hurt or loss or emptiness that you might feel. It's important to know that you can let others know what you're feeling and take your time to express yourself. You can let them know that today's a good day or today's a bad day, and it's okay to have both. It's okay to have good and bad days, good and bad moments, and to feel free to express it. What you want to avoid is not telling the truth to your loved ones and not telling the truth to yourself about where you're at. Although your loved ones may have a hard time hearing that you're still hurting, and maybe it's been a significant amount of time, and it's hard for them to hear that you're hurting because they don't know what to do with it. But it's important that they know. It's important that you keep talking, keep reaching out, because it will change. As you talk, as you reach out, as you get help with the grieving process, your emotions will change, and the intensity level of those emotions will change. But if you hide it, stuff it, don't share, and just live in silent pain, then it becomes a lot more difficult for change to come about, because no one knows that you're hurting so that they can reach out to you, but you're also holding on to it and not expressing it and not releasing it so that you make room for the healing to happen. And so you get to grieve your own way. You get to take your time in grieving. You may have a family member that's telling you, "Oh, get rid of the clothes," or "Get rid of the stuff, move forward, move forward." Or they might even say something like "move on," right? And you're thinking, "No, I can't move on," because to move on would be to move over the person that you lost, to somehow not be allowed to grieve, to celebrate, to remember them the way that you need to. So grieving is not about moving on, it's about moving through. We move through the process, making sure to hold on to everything that's important, that's dear, that's special, and then slowly to let go of the things that are hurtful, are causing bitterness, or causing pain, or are weighing us down. So it's a process. Some days you'll be up, some days you'll be down. Some days you'll feel like, "Oh, I'm really moving through this. I'm doing well." And other days you'll feel like it took 10 steps back and you're thinking, "What happened? I thought I was doing so well." But remember, at different stages, different times in your grieving process, things are going to come up for you that have not come up for you before. And so it's not that you're not doing well, it's just something new showed up. And it's a new type of pain or a new type of hurt, right? It's an area you haven't been to before that you are now in, that you're helping to move through. As we grieve, we have different realizations. The realization that our loved one is truly gone, like we're not going to physically see them anymore. We can't hold them, talk to them, touch them anymore. That's a new realization. When you're at the memorial, that's a new realization. When you're at the burial site, and the casket is going down, that's a new realization. When you go home to an empty house, or you go to a family gathering and they're not there, or you have a special moment in your life and they're not there, that's a new realization. There are so many times where something is going to stand out for you that didn't stand out for you before. Whether it's your favorite place that you guys used to go and eat at, or a family vacation, or a photo, or song, or scent that reminds you of your loved ones. The pain comes back because it's a realization that they are not there. And it happens in small ways and it happens in big ways, which is why it's important for you to allow yourself to grieve your way. You're not going to grieve the way that somebody else does, because you're not them and they're not you, and it's okay. That's what we allow love to do. We allow others that we love to express themselves and to be in their space when they need to be in their space. And then we come and we sit next to them. We come and we spend time. We come and we listen. We come and we hold. That's what love does when someone is grieving. We allow them to grieve their way. So ask your loved ones to give you the permission to grieve your way. And give yourself permission to grieve your way. And things will get better. And the pain will lessen. And you will find different way to remember and to recover and to recreate your life. I want you to remember that your process does not have to be on a calendar. I grieve from day 1 to day 60. No, that's not your process. Your process does not have to be on a checklist. I cry, I get angry, I feel bitter, and I sleep. No, that doesn't have to be the way that you grieve. You're not a calendar. You're not a checklist. You're a human being who's lost someone that was very close to them, that they love dearly, and you get to choose how you go through your process. You get to choose the time, the way that you go through your process. Allow that to happen the way that it needs to happen, and reach out and talk, and reach out and be with people that love you. Allow yourself to grieve. Make sure to take care of yourself emotionally, take care of yourself physically, so that you don't let grief overcome you and take you in a downward spiral. Before that happens, if you see that this is going downward in terms of your emotions, please reach out for help. At the bottom of this video are some resources that you can reach out to for help. Make sure to talk to a loved one. Make sure to get counseling. And I want to remind you of something that I say quite often related to grief, that the work of grief is moving love from a present, available emotional attachment experience with another person to a permanent experience of love being carried into the future. That is the work that you're doing right now. Your present emotional attachment is not here, but the work is to move that experience into the future. So thank you for joining me. My name is Gessy Martinez, and my goal is to help you to remember, recover, and recreate your life. Until next time.